Hello class. I'm sending you this video to explain a few things about the writing assignment that I sent for before the break. I have only received 2, so I need you to keep in mind that especially now that we are not in class and sometimes some of you are not consistently attending our Google Meet class, I need you to turn in work because I will need to grade you, and if I don't have work, I'm not sure how I'm going to grade you. Like, I don't like failing you, but I don't see any other options here. So please don't do that to yourselves. Turn in work. If you miss the deadline, you will be penalized, but it's better than a 0, okay? So if you did turn it in, thank you for doing that. And sorry I took a few days to correct, but I have my daughter here and I didn't have any help, and it's not easy to find the time to do everything in the short period of time that she naps. Anyway, let's go on to the assignment, okay? I'm recording the page. I hope you can see this according to, Part 1, Write your own essay. Please identify the key points in both texts. Okay, I gave you I uploaded a presentation on Google Slides and we commented it. For essays, it is essential that you include your point of view, and this is what you struggle. I also added check the examiner's notes on content, communicative achievement, language, and organization. Look at sentence openers, and then tell yourself, okay, now I have highlighted the basic key points in yellow, and then an example or information that I would somehow include in green. Okay, so for text 1, adverse experiences such as abandonment can hamper children's neural development. Okay, your essay must contain that idea together with those harmful effects. While they're serious, they can be reversed. Okay, however, you should include somehow that experiences versus the relationship experiences versus genetics, and I think all of you have included that. I'm talking about both classes here, year 12 and year 13. Coincidentally, 2 from each class sent their essays. Okay, about the second text. The environment plays a crucial role in fostering human development, and the interactions between genetics and experiences account for most developmental outcomes. This is shared with the previous text, so I wouldn't include a summary of the previous one and then the second one. I would just put them together. You need to economize the use of language when you're not saying any new information, when you're not writing your original ideas. So I did highlight language development in green, and then brain and behavior. What the key to this text is really, because the previous one is already mentioned in the previous one, is this, okay? The individual is an agent that can shape his or her experience. You need to include that idea that a person can change their fate. And there's another detail that I would include somehow: a caregiver singing a song may elicit more singing. My point is, you need to include examples that are new you should include your opinion. That's what it's called. That's what it's meant by whoops, what did it do? That's what's meant by evaluation. You need to evaluate, to assess the author's, the writer's key points. Okay, so for this text, I would include ways that those effects can be reversed. And you don't have that information. You do know about their age, and that I did comment that on one of your texts. There's a person who writes about the differences in age, like foster care before being 2 can prevent was it impaired memory? I can't remember exactly what it was, and then some effects last until they are 16. I remember reading that in the passage, in the complete article. You could speculate about age. If you wrote that, is not wrong, but my point is, in a real text you test, you won't have more information than this. So age would be an idea to develop on, or also I don't know, think of senses. There's the word developmental, where there's a clue here. Where was it? Sensory and perceptual development. So that gives me a clue. Maybe you can focus on, well, language is already said, but experiences that can aid a kid's development in, for instance, fine motor skills. Yeah, it's not mentioned here. You can write about how fine motor skills and the brain could be related, and just speculate, give your opinion. I know you're not experts, but you're very smart, and you should be able to include new content somehow, or exposing kids to dance, new smells, or, talk about the senses, touch. How I like that some of you did mention love and care. Yes, and elaborate on that idea. All of you included some original views as conclusions, but not really as in the development. And I think that's why, that's the reason why I'm sending you this. You need to work on original ideas more in the development as well. So here in the second text, what are some examples that we mentioned that. What else did I want to tell you? No, on the other hand, you could also add adverse experiences that it's mentioned in the first text. Yeah, adverse experience. What does the author mean by that? Abandonment is an example, but could you maybe elaborate on situations that are where kids are neglected somehow and how that affects them, but given specific examples. I don't know if you have read about kids who have experienced this, and then you can give real examples or you can make them up. Obviously, violence affects the brain. So you could focus on the opposite, explaining how a nurturing, positive environment could help, and then really elaborating what does that mean. A positive environment, what is that? Families who respect each other, who can self-control when things are not easy, especially guilty of that, by the way. It's hard to be confined with a toddler. I don't know, please think of details that would make your essay more vivid. And I think that's pretty much it on content. 10 minutes, I still have 5. I want to show you something. Oh yeah, very important, guys. Year 12, you forgot part 2. Please work on your film review. I think you didn't scroll down and read the whole task. So work on both. Plagiarism. We need to talk about plagiarism. I will send this to, excuse me, in Google Classroom, so you can I somehow, yeah, I can center this now. I found this by the University of Penn State College of the Liberal Arts, where they elaborate on plagiarism. They have a very strict policy, so I need you to understand that for a lot of scholars at university, this is a real issue. And when borrowing words from different authors, you need to include that in your work, or you would be probably not evaluated. I thought I had I don't know, I wrote about this. This is what I learned in college. Over 4 words is counted as plagiarism, but I have been researching, and some people say 14 words. Some others say different. Well, I have found that 14 and then 4. So I don't know where the rule is. I guess there are different opinions on this, but please have a look at the website. What else? Not here. Yes, on this. Yeah. This is what I use to assess your essay. And I did mention, have a look at it. Those are the questions. I wrote them, I think, on everybody's comments, like work as a comment. So on content, what does that mean to be proficient in content? What you wrote, is it relevant to the task? So are you answering to what it's being asked? And then, is the target reader fully informed? So it is important to answer, not to answer, to summarize, but also assess all key points. Okay? All of you, maybe one of you missed one key point, but you were proficient in identifying them, but not in evaluating them. I need you to state your opinion on each point. So, communicative achievement. Do you understand what an essay is, what a film review is? Did you include, well, this is the question that it's added. Does the writer demonstrate complete command of the conventions? Yeah, exactly. Do you understand the conventions of an essay, of a review? Okay, with an opening paragraph, development, conclusion. Are they elegantly crafted and formal? Yes, that's more language, but you know, it's the layout of the specific text, type of text that it's presented. Does the writer communicate complex ideas in an effective and convincing way, holding the target reader's attention with ease, fulfilling all communicative purposes? And then there are comments. You may want to have a look at those. On organization, is the text organized impressively and coherently? And does the writer use a wide range of cohesive devices? We're going to need to work on this more thoroughly. Cohesive devices. I will include some of those next. And last but not least, this is something that you in general have mastered. Your language does sound pretty academic, and kudos for that. Please have a look.